But if Jamaica doesn't get a change of government now, I don't know what kind of state we're going to be, you know, because we have a corrupt government and a power-hungry government, and they're supported by the elite, and the media is bought out by them too. There comes a point in each person's life where they are tasked with an important decision. A decision that may affect not only them, but also their country.
Change gon' come, change gon' come, oh, yes it will.
A decision to keep things the way they are, or a decision that will bring meaningful change.
Change gon' come, oh, yes it will, oh, yes it will. Change gon' come.
We choose change to provide wider access to homes and land ownership, for good health care. There is a travel advisory issued by the U.S. State Department advising of the poor state of our hospitals and the prohibitive costs associated with accessing private health care. And access to quality education from early childhood to the tertiary level. A change to decrease crime and give our youths a chance. A change from unfulfilled promises to renewed trust. A change from corruption to good governance. I were in your position, I would take for myself and hand over to someone else who is not compromised. We choose a Jamaica that is run democratically, not autocratically. We choose a Jamaica where if you break the law, you pay the price, no matter who you are. If, like me, you truly want a better future for all Jamaicans, not just a few, then make the decision to choose change for yourself, for your family, and for Jamaica.
Bless up PABR family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Isabel Rose, and in this one, Press Association of Jamaica blames the government for the constant decline in their ranking on the World Press Freedom Index since 2020, as well as more disgruntled labor rights voice out that they don't want Garfield James. Stay tuned for the details at hand. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So, ABR family and viewers, the Press Association of Jamaica has been having constant decline on the World Press Freedom Index since 2020, where they fell 16th place during that period and fell again 2 places down in 2024. Now they have ranked 26 globally as far as press freedom on the island is concerned. And right now the PAJ a leak out on the government saying that the ranking reflects a major structural weakness affecting press freedom in Jamaica, primarily the failure to update the Access to Information Act, and therefore is calling on the government to expedite the tabling and debate of the revised Access to Information legislation, commit to reducing turnaround times on access to information requests, and equip all public authorities with the training and resources to comply. And one would ask, isn't this a tad bit too late? Where we see the Press Association come out from the government because they have been falling constantly on this World Press Freedom Index. There are many things that they should have come out and speak up about. They should have come out and speak up about this illicit aid in our parliament. They should have come out and speak up about a non-disclosure agreement. You understand? They should have come out and spoken up about many other issues that are plaguing, right, the entire country. But they refuse. When Everall Warmington came out and specifically named, mainstream media, them never come out and really said anything. And so now, because they have seen drastic decline, they're coming now to blame the government. When Mark Golding took to the Americas and he basically let them know that Jamaican media is biased. They don't bring certain things from the opposition, but they bring things to make this government look good. They came out and they tried to bash Mark Golding for telling the truth. And so they're also calling on the government to introduce sanctions for unjustified refusal or delays as it pertains to access to information. And even journalist Zara Burton basically complained about this runaround as it pertains to the Access to Information Act. She wanted to get some information as to the whole water agreement with the Dvnce-led consortium, and they are giving her the runaround, so to speak. So there's this public-private partnership between the NWC and this French construction company, to which she had requested back in January 23rd, 2025, for the copy of the PPP agreement under the Access to Information Act. And NWC said that they would have made it available after 30 days. The NWC then wrote requesting an additional 30 days to process the query. Then on March 14, 7 weeks after the original request, it wrote denying the request on the basis that disclosing the information would harm commercial interests, an exemption allowed under the Act. So, you see why they have to be facing this drastic decline as it pertains to press freedom. The Press Association also stated the downward trend is a wake-up call that should not be ignored. This marks a two-place drop from last year's position and continues a worrying downward trend. The decline over the last 5 years underscores the urgent need for meaningful interventions to preserve the gains made and strengthen our commitment to press freedom. The report highlights a troubling erosion in the relationship between the media and public institutions, especially the state. It cites growing mistrust, limited transparency, and increased economic vulnerability among newsrooms. These trends threaten to undermine public interest, journalism, and democratic accountability. They complain of the use of the court to sanction reporting sends a chilling message and undermines the role of journalists as watchdogs of democracy. They also call in for greater transparency in state advertising allocation, support for independent journalism, and continued education on media literacy and press freedom. So now, sister, this Gagada government here a try for, negate what the media puts out. So while we see some of them put out things for them supper, another set cannot get access to the information. They have not passed the Access to Information Act. Them have it up in a them bosom, and it's causing problems for the Press Association. And according to the Constitution, freedom of expression is a part of their right, is a part of our right. And they are trying their very best to prevent the media from getting the truth, from getting the relevant information. And the sanction that they have behind it is no joke. So you see that the media has to be careful, very, very careful in what they put out, because this government is an autocratic government. They don't know nothing about democracy. They don't wish to exercise democracy. They want to take away our rights from us. They want to infringe on our rights at all cost.
They don't need this money, you know. And the 5,000 when give it for vote, the search them when take it, you know. And more than we want, you know. We don't need this money, you know. So see what we are doing, you know. We don't need this money, you know. We don't need him, you know. We don't need this man. So we are sure that we don't need this man. See there, hands up. We don't need this man. We don't need this man, Andrew. See that we are born up in share. We don't need this man. This man give me 5,000 for vote. We don't need this man. We need Molan back. We need Molan back down this place. This man is no good to this place. Molan is the best man for us. We don't need this man. Send back.
What a thingy, 5,000 Jamaican dollars for vote. People still a collect $5,000 to lend them vote. And look at the shame and disgrace behind it. A whole heap of disgruntled labor rights. Andrew Oles, what are you waiting on to call the election? We don't care if your party is in turmoil. We don't care if there's any disunity. The people are ready to go to the polls. Why don't you call the general election?
Prime Minister Andrew Holness explains that the move is necessary to eliminate the uncertainty that exists in the business community when elections are imminent. A fixed election date was a promise made by Mr. Holness while on the campaign trail. Speaking during his contribution to the budget debate on Tuesday in Parliament, the Prime Minister said he has instructed Justice Minister Delroy to commence the necessary legislative work.
Notwithstanding these exceptional circumstances, if we are serious about fiscal discipline and obeying our own fiscal rules, elections can no longer be allowed to supervene the fiscal cycle. Neither should the country be disrupted by protracted periods of uncertainty, mobilizing, demobilizing, and then mobilizing again according to political expediency. This comes at a significant cost to businesses and delays the growth agenda. The experience underscores the reason why Jamaica must move to a fixed election date. To this end, I have given instructions to the Minister of Justice to table a ministry paper and draft legislation for the fixing of election.
ABR family and viewers, go ahead in the comment section. Maybe you want to say about everything that was outlined here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel on the road to 30K and beyond. Help me to get there. Get this video to at least 7,000 likes. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself.